Welcome back to my Lemmings Reunion level solving commentary video series, and this is it. This is the grand finale, where we are going to be finishing off the final 10 levels of the Nightmare rank, and hence the entire series. So, first up is Nightmare 21, Rockbiter. This one recently got a background fix, and certainly on Lemini, it is currently very unpatched, where it is very possible to just simply build up. Yeah, so as you can see, you see two replays here. So this bit of steel that was added, yeah, that's a result of background fixing. And as I mentioned before, in the Lemmini version, it is currently possible to just simply build your way up. Alrighty, so we have four entrances here. First lemming in the bottom right will block. Okay, first lemming in the top left corner will build to seal off this gap. And then same thing here. First lemming in the bottom left hatch will build. Okay, next lemming in the bottom right hatch will turn around and then patch up this gap. Alrighty, and then the next lemming to turn around in the top left corner will dig down here. Okay, first lemming from the top right hatch will float down and also be given a climber. And at this time, I also send out a climber from the top left hatch. So he's going to be mining down this large structure in the middle here. And then the next lemming to reach this one-way wall will bash, so as to cancel the digger. Okay, and then once the climber is high enough, we're going to go ahead and bomb. Next lemming will float down and also be given a climber. And yes, I send a climber from the bottom right hatch here. Okay, so the climber is going to go into the bomber hole and leave a builder step on the other side. It's going to be the platform for the crowd for when they go over the top. So this lemming will just turn around and die to the vine trap here. Next lemming up here will patch up this gap with a builder. Okay, and the climber and the miner were timed in such a way so that the climber will hoist himself into the miner tunnel and then block to turn the miner around. So we only have one miner, so we need to use blockers to keep him going. And then at this time, max out the release rate, and then send up another climber from the bottom left entrance. Yes. The top right hatch would just simply walk to the exit. Yeah, as you can see, they survived this fall. Alrighty, and then at this time, I also send a climber from the top left hatch. And then another one from the top left hatch as well. Okay, once again, we block to turn the miner. And then after this climber turns around, we go ahead and bomb this blocker. So to allow the next climber to patch up this gap with a builder. Okay, and then one final blocker to turn the miner. Okay, this is low enough to get the bottom left crowd up. And then we bash with a lemming from the bottom right hatch. And now all that's left to do is to simply use our remaining builders to get up the miner tunnel. Okay, and that's already it. So it's certainly a difficult level now that this has been patched up some more. So it's just all about seeing that we need to use the middle structure, the structure in the middle here to get up. As we don't have enough builders to get both of these hatches up with just builders alone. Yeah, instead they need the help of the miner tunnel through this structure in the middle. Alrighty, and then of course we nuke the blockers. Alrighty, the next one. Nightmare 22, Cairo. Okay, after coming back to this level after so long, this one was quite a difficult one. And I certainly remember this one being a very hard one on Lemmini when I first played it. There were plenty of times I kept on wondering, how in the world do you do this level? There's just so many problems here. And then eventually, after a lot of struggling, I managed to find the solution, or rather a solution, since don't exactly know if it's intended or not, but it really does seem that it is. So anyway, send out a group of 5 lemmings, and then we block the rest of the crowd in between the steel block and the blocker. Okay, so 1 lemming will die to the trap here, and then the last one in the crowd will, or rather in the group, will build, so that future lemmings will be able to get over the steel block here. The next 3 will become climbers. 1 more lemming will be lost to the master trap here. Okay, so the second lemming will dig these blocks out. The first lemming will go on ahead and bash on through. Okay, this lemming will die to the master trap as well. Alrighty, so here I block, which will turn the other climber around. And then I dig to release the blocker, and then I immediately bash. Okay, he stops. And then he will climb, and then we will bomb him, so that we can get through this one-way wall. Alrighty. Now we go ahead and dig down, and then we're gonna go ahead and bash through all these obstacles. Just one basher. Okay. Build over the gap with a builder. If we get ourselves up here, and then we're gonna go ahead and dig down. Okay, bash to the left, and then dig down, and then yes, Icho wondered if it was possible to simply use a miner here, and it is, because that's exactly what I do. So I use 1 miner, and fortunately, it is close. The wall is close enough so that he breaks through the entire wall and gets to the other side. And then, of course, build over the water gap. Okay, so at this time, I go ahead and release the crowd. Okay, so we're gonna lose 1 more lemming to, 1 more lemming to the master trap here. And then, of course, we need to build up here. Okay, and then we bash through this big wall. Okay, and then I go ahead and bash here to turn the climber around, and then mine through the one-way wall. And this was timed in such a way so that the climber will walk into the trap trigger, but the crowd will go by unharmed. So that's pretty interesting, because in Icho's version, in the creator's commentary video, there are some steel blocks here, so that it was possible to just simply mine into the steel to turn the climber around. But here it's not possible. So I guess that was like an early version or something like that, and then he just decided to get rid of it. I'm not exactly sure. Nightmare 23. You have to believe. Okay, this one I remember being a difficult one, but that's because I kept going about the end part the wrong way, and it is also somewhat of a nightmare to execute as well, especially on Lemmini. Yeah, everything just has to be placed perfectly. Okay, so 3 entrances here. Yeah, this hatch is safely contained between the one-way wall and the steel blocks here. And then we have 2 more entrances over here. Okay, so after 2 lemmings, I go ahead and max out the release rate. Okay, so we dig here in such a way so that once the digger is low enough, the top hatch will spill out to the left. Yeah, nobody's going to walk into the asset. And then we block here with the first lemming that goes to the left from this entrance. Okay, I especially love this trick right here, where now we build, and then at the same time, he also patches up the tiny gap here. Okay, and then at this time, we go ahead and mine so that we release the blocker and also use the builder to keep the miner going. Okay, and then at this time, I also send out a climber. Okay, so the 2 hatches here will collect themselves into this pit here. So, build over the gap here. Then send out another climber. Okay, bomb the climber here so that next climber can get into the bomber hole. Okay, patch up this gap with a builder. And then we're gonna go ahead and bash through the one-way wall here. And then at this time I also send out 3 more climbers. Okay, and then here I bomb the second climber here, making another bomber hole, where we're gonna go ahead and patch up the gap with a builder. Alrighty. Now the difficult part. So we mine to the right. Yeah, and this was also the part that I kept on missing for a while when I first played this on Lemmini a couple years ago. As a matter of fact, I don't think the one-way walls were here either, but I could be remembering it wrong. Or it might have been that way. Yeah, so at this time we need to block to turn the miner around. And it needs to be done at such a time so that the miner will be using the builder bridge to continue. As he needs to make his way down here and then back to the right in order to bash out this crowd. Okay, and then put another blocker. This one is a little easier to time. This one is the really hard one. Okay, and then we simply use our remaining builders to get up the miner tunnels and also up to the exit. And now the miner's low enough to bash out the crowd. Yep, and then that's already it. Very, very nice low here. Certainly one of my favorites. Yeah, mostly because of this trick right here of using a builder to fill up the gap and also using a miner to get on through. Okay, and then nuke the blockers. Bye-bye. Alrighty, Nightmare 24. Rise of a Digital Nation. And time limit at 3 minutes here, and possibly the biggest time cruncher in the entire pack. This one certainly took me a long time before I finally solved it on Lemmini. I also remember Nibita struggling with this one in his LP of the pack. I kind of have a feeling that I didn't struggle with it as much as he did, but it was still there. Yeah, it still took me a while to get this. It's especially frustrating on Lemmini too, where yeah, you misplace one skill assignment and you have to start the entire thing over. And this level is quite wide as well. Alrighty, so after several lemmings, now I'll go ahead and max out the release rate. Although it certainly probably would have been better to like max out a lot earlier. Okay, second lemming we bomb. And he bombs just in time to get lemmings to fall through it. And then first lemming will go on ahead and build over the Ghostbuster trap here. Okay, build past to leave a step past the wall here. Okay, and then with the third to last lemming here, we bomb, and then also bomb the next one. And they had to be fallers. Yeah, so that, well, I guess they didn't really have to be fallers. It just makes it easier this way. Yeah, so that you don't have to wait for them to go through the oh no animation before exploding. Alrighty, and then the lemming that went over the top will be using the builder step here to patch up this gap. And then with the final lemming in this crowd, we go ahead and bash. Okay, so now these two lemmings will go over the top and do some work over here. Okay, the lemming that is on the lowest floor here will build over this gap so that the crowd can get over here safely. Alrighty, and then the last lemming here will bash, and then he'll float down safely. Yeah, bomb the first lemming here. Anywhere around here, actually. Okay, patch up this gap with the builder, but we also have to make sure that he turns around, as he has a couple of gaps that he needs to build over at the bottom there. Okay, and then we need to go ahead and dig down this pillar here, and it has to be quite precise, so that once he's low enough, we're going to go ahead and bomb him, and both sides will be broken through. Okay, so he turns around, so now we go ahead and patch up this gap. Okay, in the meantime, the crowd has taken this detour here. Yeah, which allows him enough time to patch up the gaps. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go ahead and patch up this last gap. And then it's done in such a way so that he turns back around to the left. Alrighty. So here, there's actually enough time. More than enough time to bomb this pillar so that nobody turns around. And as a matter of fact, we cannot afford to have anybody turn around, as it would just simply take too much time. Yeah, we'll end up running out of time, actually, if that happens. So therefore, this is one of the hardest parts to do well. And you have to be quite efficient and quick. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, it's quite frustrating on Lemmini, since you don't have skill shadows, and also, yeah, one misplaced assignment and you have to start the entire level over. And then you're stuck there watching the replay again until you get to the correct spot in which you can interrupt the replay. Alrighty, and then last thing to do is to bomb anywhere around here. Or you can even bomb here, yeah, after the Ghostbuster trap. And that's already it. Okay, and then you notice we finished with 5 seconds to spare. And I certainly could have finished with more time remaining had I maxed out the release rate earlier. Alrighty, Nightmare 25, the Flame Out. Somewhat of a difficult level, but at the same time, somewhat of a breather, even this late in the rank. Yeah, even then, I still wouldn't say that it's exactly trivial, since it is quite a wide level, and there's plenty of things that need to be done here as well. Alrighty, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 entrances. Okay, this entrance here is fine, as they are contained between the steel and also the wall here. And same thing with this crowd. And also this crowd as well. So the only hatch that needs our attention right now is this hatch up here. So first lemming we'll build, block with the next lemming. And then we're gonna go ahead and dig down. Make sure there's some wall to the left, so that nobody spills out and splats here. Okay, one lemming will slip by and he gets a floater. Okay, this lemming gets a climber. Okay, I should start bashing here soon. Okay, so I guess I wait until as late as possible here. Okay, so in the meantime, this climber there, which has gone through all of this, will build to patch up this gap. There we go, now I start bashing, at pretty much the last possible moment, in order to interrupt the digger. Okay, bash through this one-way wall to release this crowd. Okay, this climber has turned around, and we'll go ahead and mine. Okay, so now, for the time being, the crowd has collected themselves over here. Okay, this climber goes on ahead. Alright, dig down here. Okay, and it's done in such a way so that we can bomb him. And it breaks through both sides of the pillar here. There we go. Okay, so this one, I used some pretty difficult timing here. Certainly was not necessary, but I ended up using it anyway. So we bash with one of the last lemmings here. And this is done at just the right time, so that it turns everybody back to the left, giving the basher enough time to patch up this gap with a builder. And then bash on through to the right. Some lemmings will turn around, and we'll use one of them to mine through. There we go. Okay, so at this time I send out a climber for this hatch here. Then build over this gap. Alrighty, and then since there is a flamethrower here, we need to bash here. Alrighty, and then once this climber gets to the top, we go ahead and dig down. Yeah, this crowd would be using this digger tunnel to get down here. Okay, so several things going on at this time now. And then, just before the basher breaks through, I go ahead and cancel him with a builder mid-stroke. So it creates this nice staircase in which the lemmings can step out. Okay, and then we go ahead and put a blocker so that everyone turns back to the left and walks into the exit. Alrighty. So at this time, the digger has just broken through. And then we patch up this gap with a builder. And then same thing here. Or rather, we use the builder so that these lemmings can land on the builder staircase. And then once he's done, then we go ahead and block. As this crowd would be going over here and then back to the left. Although here, it's certainly possible to time this so that nobody goes out to the left. But this blocker would be necessary for this crowd up here. Okay, we dig down here. And then, yes, at this time I release the crowd with a basher. Okay, and that's already it. Okay, so left with the blocker. But that's perfectly fine here. Okay, and we even save one over the requirement. Okay, and then we nuke the blockers. Alrighty, Nightmare 26, the Master System. Okay, certainly not a difficult load, just difficult to execute, especially on Lemmini. But for the most part, this is not too difficult of a low. Okay, so here we have two entrances, one on the left here, and then also one right here, where they are safely contained for the time being. So all our attention will be on this hatch over here. Send out a climber to the right, and then use two builders to get to this wall up here. And then patch up this gap with a builder. Then send out another climber. And then once the climber's high enough, then we go ahead and bomb. Okay. Patch up this gap with a builder. He'll turn around, and then we need to use another builder so that we get up here. Okay, and then we dig down in such a way so that he can climb up back out to the left later, as we still need to release this crowd over here. So I think you can guess what's coming, and that is we use a miner builder combo again. So as you can see, he keeps on going because of the builder staircases. And then once he's low enough, then we go ahead and bash out the crowd. Okay, and the builder staircases were placed in such a way here so that the climber can make his way back out here. Yeah, as we don't have any floors, so therefore he needs to be able to get back up. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and dig down here. Yeah, alternatively, you can also dig down here, but at the same time also making sure that there's some wall to the right so that nobody spills out. Okay, of course, build over the water gap here. We'll take 3 builders. Okay, and of course the builder comes here as well. Okay, I should be releasing the crowd soon, I think. Or maybe not. Alright, dig down. And then we're gonna go ahead and patch up this gap with some builders. And then at the same time, he will be turning back to the left, as we need to go ahead and mine the crowd out through this big wall. Okay, now I should be bombing them soon. I guess not. There we go, now I bombed the crowd out. Okay, and pretty much here, it doesn't really matter, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a safe ball either way, so you can bomb anywhere here. Okay, so in the meantime, the climber has gone on ahead. And we're going to go ahead and dig down here. And this is timed in such a way so that the crowd will arrive safely. And then land safely while splatting. Okay, so as you can see, there's still plenty of time here so that they fall down safely here. The digger in the meantime will just keep on going until he's done. Alright. And then you can probably guess what's coming here as well. Use 2 builders here, because once again we're going to be using a miner builder combo to mine out the crowd. So as you can see, we have to do it a couple of times here in this level. So that's the reason why it makes it difficult and a bit annoying on Lemmini. Since again, you do one of them wrong, especially the one at the end, and you have to start the entire thing over. So it definitely sucks to be there, to be so close to the end, and then manage to screw up the placement of the miner or something at the very end, and then have to restart. So of course use our last builder here, And then finally use our miner to use the staircases to continue, and then mine the crowd out. Okay, and that's already it. So, got through this monster of a lower, but we made it. And we are closing in to the end of the pack. Alrighty, Nightmare 27, Unsecure Area. This one also recently received a background fix. So, as you can see, there are 2 replays here. And yes, there are master traps here. But, yeah, they don't activate, unless you try to build. So, this alone makes it look quite intimidating, but don't worry, they're not going to harm us as long as we don't build. Okay, so with the first, or rather, with the 5th lemming in the crowd, I go ahead and dig down. And then I bomb here, with a faller lemming, so that it skips the oh no animation, and then hence effectively contains the crowd in here. Okay, with the last lemming in this crowd, we go ahead and dig through this chain here. And then I delayed the 2 lemmings behind the lead with builders, while the one up in front goes up ahead to patch up the gap with a builder. Alrighty, last lemming in this group will dig down this pillar here. I delayed the second one with a builder, and then the first one will go on ahead and patch up this gap with a builder. Okay, we get the climber pickup. Send one up as a climber, the one in the front actually, because the one behind him will, you guessed it, dig down here through this chain and then through some of the one-way wall. Okay, digger's low enough now, so we go ahead and patch up this gap with a builder. And then same thing when he turns back to the left. Okay, we collect this other climber pickup, and then we patch up this gap with a builder. Okay, so digger's low enough now, so we can go ahead and patch up both sides with a builder. And then I bash through the one-way wall. Okay, and then patch up this gap with a builder. And now this digger's low enough. Now we go ahead and build, use our builders. Okay, and then before this wheel trap, we go ahead and bomb, so that the crowd would not be able to walk into the wheel trap and get killed. Okay, so I believe I just simply let this crowd stay put for the time being. And no, nothing. Okay. Okay, at this time, I go ahead and start the miner, and you guessed it, he's going to use the builder staircases to keep on going, and then through the one-way wall, and then start bashing through this wall. And yes, this guy has gone on ahead. He safely drops down here, or rather, we bash through this wall here. Yeah, and then he drops down here safely. Okay, so at this time, I go ahead and bash, now that the miner's low enough. And then here, bash the crowd out. Okay, so nothing else has happened. So a lot of this is just time skipping now. Okay. And then patch up this gap with our climber that has come back to the right. Okay, dig down here. And then start building here. We'll take 2 builders and he'll turn around. And then we're gonna go ahead and mine the crowd out. Okay, and then finally we're gonna use the climber to bomb through this pillar. Okay, and that's already it. Okay, so I didn't even use the second climber pickup, but in any case, Icho just said that it's a variation and it's totally acceptable. In particular, I can only see it just being used to finish the low faster. So here you may have noticed that pretty much starting with the previous level, it's pretty much going to feature the miner builder combo. So as you can see, Icho loves it a lot, and I certainly do as well. So I certainly don't mind it. Alrighty, Nightmare 28, Cranking Distress. And this is certainly a stressful low, considering that we are on a time cruncher here. we have a 3-minute time limit here. Alrighty, so at the start, I max out the release rate. And have the entrance release 5 lemmings. They all get floaters. And then they also get climbers as well. Yeah, so the first 7 that came out of the entrance get climbers. And then we assign floaters as is necessary until the platform is created. Okay, and then with the second to last lemming, we go ahead and bomb. This climber will hoist himself into the bomber hole. And now we go ahead and create this platform for the crowd. Okay. And then with the last lemming, or rather with the last floater, I go ahead and bomb. Okay, so there's a sucker trap here. And the sucker trap that's visible, that's not the one that killed him, but rather, yeah, there's another sucker trap in here as well. It's hidden, but, and so this sucker trap's purpose is just to indicate that there's a hidden trap here. Yeah, and also you can see it, yeah, that there are 2 trigger areas here. Yeah, the one that's visible, the trigger area is down here. Yeah, near the very, very bottom. Alrighty, so at this time, we'll go ahead and build to get over the sucker trap, but at the same time, he also turns it back to the right. Okay, and then with one of the lemmings in this group, we go ahead and build so that we can get over here. Okay, and then, as I mentioned before starting this level, you guessed it, we're going to use a miner, and he uses the builder staircase to keep on going. Okay, we lose another lemming to the hidden sucker trap here. Okay, and then patch up this gap with a builder. And then we go ahead and dig down here. And yes, at this time, we go ahead and bash through the one-way wall to release the lemming star chapter over here. Okay, unfortunately, this is low enough, yeah, so that they can step up. As a matter of fact, I believe it's at a maximum of 6 pixels here. It appears to be it, since their tip of the nose is touching. And if that's the case, then yes, that means lemmings can still step up. Okay, digger's low enough now, so we can go ahead and patch up the gap with a builder. And this is what will keep the miner going. Okay, and this is also the reason why we did not max out the release rate, as we need this constant stream of lemmings that are coming, so that we can block at the right time to turn the miner back to the left. And there we go. Okay, and he does it in such a way so that this is low enough for the lemmings to step up. Okay, and then finally we use our remaining builder to get up this miner tunnel, and that's it. Alright, and then we nuke the blocker. And we finish with 12 seconds to spare here. Alrighty, and the dreaded penultimate level, Nightmare 29, Lemchus version X. When I first played this on Lemmini, I certainly remember being very overwhelmed with this level. And I was wondering if I would even be able to solve this level, as it certainly felt like it was an impossible task for me to accomplish. But of course, I persevered and was able to solve it after a lot of struggling. So the fact that kept me going was the fact that I was so close to the end, so therefore I told myself that I must solve this level at all costs, as I just had to see the final level of the pack, and also see that I solved the entire pack as well. Alrighty, first lemming up would become a climber. Dig down here, and then as you can see, yeah, based on the title, you see that there are a lot of tetra species here, so aka tetraminos. Tetraminos because tetra or tetra means 4, and there are therefore 4 square blocks in each tetras piece. So a lot of pieces to get through, and the thing is, we don't have any bashers to help us get through them. So this level just simply involves a lot of using miners to get through as many tetras pieces as possible, so that we make good use of our skills given. Okay, and then we give this climber a floater so that he falls back down safely. So yes, just a lot of using diggers and then using a miner to get through as many pieces as possible. And keeping them going with builder staircases. Okay, and then I send out another climber to the right. And then here, we go ahead and dig down. And now we use the miner to go through these pieces and also with the help with the builder staircases. In the meantime, the other climber goes ahead and builds so that we can land on this Tetris piece. Alright, dig down here. And then once again, we're sending up a miner builder combo here. Okay, so this climber is stuck in here until we dig him out, which I do with the last lemming here. Okay, and then he'll get a climber later on as well. Okay, in the meantime, this climber has gone on ahead. Okay, so he turns back to the left. So we go ahead and mine here. And then dig down here. Okay, dig down here. And then mine. And now that the digger's low enough, we go ahead and build. This will set up another miner builder combo here. Okay, and then we also need to give him a floater so that he survives this drop here. Nope, I guess I don't mind them out. Oh, I do. Okay, send out another climber. And then build over this gap here. Okay, and then use a well-placed bomber here. Yeah, in order to get the crowd up. So no miner combo here. Miner builder combo here. Okay, also give him a float so that he survives the drop. And then at this time, I go ahead and release this Lemming that's trapped down here with the climber. Okay, dig down here. Yeah, I believe this is another miner builder combo. Although it might just simply be a well-placed bomber to get the crowd up. Although it doesn't look likely though. Yeah, that seems a little too high for one. Okay, here we use the miner builder combo. Okay, give him a floater so that he survives. And even with the skill set that seems very open-ended, yeah, it's still very restricted. And there's still variations in the solution. And so, the solution that you're seeing here is not the only solution to this though. There are a couple of variations. So, pretty much any solution that you find, they should all be acceptable. Yeah, as they're all equally as difficult. Okay. And then as you can see, we do more digging. Yeah, I believe this should definitely be another miner builder combo here. Okay, mine through here. So as you can see, we only have one builder left. So we better make the most of it. So yes, it's a miner builder combo here. Dig down and then another miner. Alrighty, build so that he turns around. And then dig down here. So yes, the crowd is coming now. Dig down here. Yeah, so that the climbers can come back out to the left. So currently the crowd is trapped here. Okay, dig down here so that we can use a bomber to break through it. And yes, dig down here. And then use a miner once he's low enough. And yes, bomb through here. And then this other climber that's coming back to the right, he digs down here. Okay, mine here. Yeah, because he left the digger left a step here so that the climber can come back and then mine. And then, yes, we bomb the digger here to break through the piece there. And yes, and then we have one more climber that we can use. Okay, I bomb here so to turn this climber around. Okay, and here we could just simply use a miner here. Alright, I use the climber to bomb here, using the fact that climbers are inside the wall, so that therefore he can bomb a little further. And then finally use a digger to release them, and that's it. So we ended up using all the skills except our blockers and one floater. Whew! That was definitely a monster of a low, and certainly one that felt extremely overwhelming the first time I played it. I'm not even sure if I want to play it again on Lemmini after all these years, seeing how it's very, very frustrating to do on Lemmini. Alrighty, and the final level to round up the entire pack. Nightmare 30, the Living Nightmare. Okay, don't exactly... Oh, I know. I had 2 replays because I wanted to see if I could optimize my first replay for time. So finish it faster. And possibly try to finish it under the Lemmini timer. Yeah, which I believe was 10 minutes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hatches. Okay, and everyone's safely contained except for these 3 right here. Alright, first lemming in the top right will block. And then the first lemming on this hatch will turn around to the left. Next one will get a climber. Okay, same thing with the next lemming. Okay, first one goes on ahead to patch up this gap with the builder. Next one will block. Then we patch up this gap with the builder as well. Okay, and he has more than enough time before anyone is able to slip through into the water here. Okay, once the climber is high enough, then we bomb. Yeah, which also breaks through the pillar on the left side as well. And then build over this gap with the builder. Okay, and then we go ahead and bash through here. In the process, he will release the blocker. And then the steel will stop the block the basher, so that he doesn't exit the side of the low and gets killed. And then we mine to release this crowd. Okay, and then same thing here. Mine to release this crowd, but at the same time, yeah, the miner will be using this builder staircase to keep on going. And we also release the blocker. And at the same time, the miner will go into one of these pockets to stop. Okay, build to get up this miner tunnel here. Okay, and then same thing here. Build to get up this miner tunnel. Okay, so these crowds are perfectly fine for the time being, as we will later release them with a basher. After setting up some staircases over here. Okay, just want to make sure here. Okay, so I send out another climber from this hatch here. Okay, we dig down here. And yes, send up another climber. Okay, build a staircase. And then the digger will keep on going for a couple more pixels. And then he's going to go ahead and patch up the gap with the builder here. Okay, so now these crowds are fine for the time being. And we will later release these crowds with a well-placed basher, using the staircases to keep on going. So, now we turn our attention to these hatches here. Okay, so send up a climber from this hatch to the right, and then same thing here. And then, at this time, I also bash this crowd to the right. They would consolidate with this group down here. Okay, and then after a certain time falling, we go ahead and bomb the climber, and then we set up another climber for this hatch. Okay, and then before landing and splatting, we go ahead and bomb this climber. Okay, we'll later use this bomber hole to bash to the left. Okay, this climber that is up here, we go ahead and dig down here. We dig in such a way so that we leave some pixel wall to the left. Okay. So at this time, I should be mining out to the left soon. Yes, there we go. And then pretty much with the final Lemming going to the right, we go ahead and mine. Yeah, so that we can get this crowd out. And yes, we go ahead and patch up this gap with the builder now. And then later we'll release these two crowds with a well-placed miner. And then of course using the builder staircase to continue, as has been the case for the last, I believe, 4 levels. So I find it pretty interesting that for the final 5 levels of the Lemmings Reunion, yeah, they all feature the miner builder combo. Yeah, it's something that I never realized before, actually. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, somebody gets a climber, floater. Yeah, he does. Okay, he's going to go ahead and bash through here. Okay, patch up this gap with the builder. I'm going to go ahead and bash through here. Okay, so this crowd is coming now that we have mined them free. Okay, we'll go ahead and build here. And then, let's see. Yes, now I'll go ahead and release these 2 entrances with a miner. Okay, at this time I go ahead and bash. And then, yes, once the basher is through, I go ahead and block. Okay, and then of course we build our way up. Okay, and these lemmings will fall right in between the fire torch and the ice steam blower. So nobody gets killed, and they also land down safely. Yeah, thanks to the way that the miner finishes. Yeah, the lemmings coming from over here land here before falling the rest of the way, so therefore they don't splat. Okay, bash on through, and then this essentially repeats until we get to the exit at the very top. Okay, block here of course. Patch up this gap with the builder. Yes, and then keep on building up. Oh, there we go, and I go ahead and start bashing this crowd out. Yeah, as you can see. So, yes, the top builder staircase serves as the head check so that the basher keeps on going, while the bottom one serves as the foot check so that he has ground to stand on and keeps on going. Okay, so now this crowd is free. And now they're going to go ahead and drop down safely here. Okay, block here. And then finally use our last builder to get to the exit. And now our lemmings can finally walk to the exit one last time. So yes, now we nuke the remaining blockers. Just these 3 actually. Okay, and I just barely managed to finish on time. Yeah, under the Lemmini timer. So, upon being low, this is what we get. Congratulations. I hereby declare you to a Lemmings Master. Great job. Sit back now and relax a bit. You've earned it. Special thanks to Namita for technical support, Nepster and Axley for testing, Gigalem for making the logo, Ruiz DJ Alundra, Arachnosoft, and Numac for some of the music. Alrighty, and then with the completion of that level, it brings us back to the first level of the pack. So yes, this completes the Lemmings Reunion level solving commentary video series, and that will now make 2 full commentary video series of Icho's packs. So there's Lemmings United, and there's also Lemmings Reunion now. And then just possibly another one may follow in the future, although since they are conversion packs, I will probably just simply LP them instead. Yeah, instead of doing a commentary video series. And especially since they are yeah, they're packs that Icho just simply converted. Yeah, seeing how the original authors of the packs aren't active anymore, or they haven't been active for a really long time. And because they are such great packs, yeah, I definitely would agree with that decision to convert them to the new formats Neo Lemmings to preserve their work. Yeah, they they so those packs that were converted, yeah, Dove Limbs and Pimo Limbs, they were pretty much the first custom packs I've ever played. Um, some of the very first ones on Lemmini, actually. Yeah, after Mazu Limbs, yeah, for those. And I certainly agree with them being great packs. Yeah, I absolutely enjoyed them when I was playing through them, yeah, on Lemmini all those years ago. Um, so yes, uh, it's been a long road and journey, but we are finally done with this level solving commentary video series. So I definitely hope you enjoyed this series as well, just like the United one. And I will see you all for the next project, whenever that will be. Stay tuned for that and keep looking out for future videos that I upload. So I'll see you all around and have a nice day.